Cypress trees. When you hear the word cypress, Vincent Van Gogh may not be the first artist that comes to mind. However, the cypress was a motif that fascinated him as much as his sunflowers. In our previous video, we suggested that the sunflowers represented great hope, while also perhaps holding a hint of sadness. Then naturally the cypress must also carry some hidden meaning from Van Gogh. What might that be? Please sit back and enjoy watching.
I also need a starry night with cypresses. Or perhaps above a field of ripe wheat. There are some really beautiful nights here. I have a constant fever for work.
This is what Vincent Van Gogh wrote to his brother Theo on April 9, 1888, about a month and a half after moving from Paris to Arles in the south of France. This letter is the first of the 820 known letters by the artist to mention cypress trees. Although he must have seen cypress trees in Paris, they appeared in his work for the first time in Arles. However, at this stage, they were mostly painted as background elements, and it wasn't until May 1889, after he entered the St. Remy Asylum, that they became a central motif. Van Gogh painted this piece in April 1889, 1 month before he entered the hospital in St. Remy. The trees under the ominous clouds look fragile, as though they could fall under the weight of the approaching storm. The clouds loom large, almost overwhelming everything else, with one exception: the cypress on the right. Its sharp tip, like a knife pointed at an oncoming enemy, seems to be fending off the clouds.
The cypresses still preoccupy me. I'd like to do something with them. Like the canvases of the sunflowers, because it astonishes me that no one has yet done them as I see them. It's beautiful as regards lines and proportions, like an Egyptian obelisk.
These lines, written in a letter to Theo in June 1889, convey Van Gogh's enthusiasm for his new motif and his bubbling ambition. This is a work that Van Gogh himself regarded as one of the best among his series on cypresses. In Greek mythology, the cypress was dedicated to Hades, god of the underworld, and was often planted in cemeteries, giving it an association with death. At the same time, however, its tall, sky-reaching form symbolizes life and longevity. This blend of opposing image, death and life, along with the fact that no work of Western art had previously featured cypresses as a primary motif, may have drawn Van Gogh to them. The night sky swirls, and the moon and stars shine brightly. The village below is silent, yet the cypress rises powerfully toward the sky. Personally, I find myself comparing the moon in this scene to Van Gogh's sunflowers, viewing it as something positive. In contrast, the dark cypress leads with an image of death. Embraced by the swirling sky, his struggles are palpable. As a side note, there was recently a news article titled "Turbulent Skies of Vincent Van Gogh's The Starry Night Align with a Scientific Theory?" Study finds. I don't know much about physics, but if you're interested, please look it up. I'll include a link. The Starry Night is considered one of Van Gogh's greatest masterpieces. However, his fascination with cypresses does not end here. Unlike the artist's other lake paintings, this one gives a balanced and peaceful impression. Van Gogh regarded the present work as one of his best summer landscapes, and was prompted that September to make 2 studio renditions, one on the same scale, and the other a smaller replica, intended as a gift for his mother and sister. As we've seen from June onward, he depicted cypresses in various ways, sometimes prominently in the center and other times as part of the background. The final challenge in this series is Road with Cypress and Star. Here's what Van Gogh wrote about this painting in a letter to Gauguin. Alas, try a night sky with a moon without brightness, the slender crescent, barely emerging from the opaque, projected shadow of the earth, a star with exaggerated brightness, if you like, a soft brightness of pink and green in the ultramarine sky where clouds run, below a road bordered by tall yellow canes behind which are the blue low Alpia, and old and with orange, lighted windows and a very tall cypress, very straight, very dark. On the road a yellow carriage harnessed to a white horse and 2 late walkers. Very romantic if you like, but also Provençal, I think. I'll probably make etchings of this one, and of other landscapes and subjects, reminiscences of Provence. Then I'll look forward to giving you an ensemble, a rather deliberate and studied summary. This was one of his last works painted in southern France, and from this letter, we can see that it was a culmination of what he experienced in Arles, where he created the sunflowers, and Saint Remy, where he immersed himself in the cypresses. Having explored his Cypress series up to this point, what feelings did Van Gogh pour into these works? They seem to carry a certain negativity, evoking images of death, a stark contrast to the sunflowers he painted with hope in Arles. The complexity lies in the coexistence of life and death. This alone hints at the depth of his inner struggles. What did you think? When you view Van Gogh's cypresses alongside the hopeful sunflowers, it adds an incredible depth to his artwork. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I've included some of my personal interpretations in this video. If you have any thoughts or impressions of Van Gogh's cypresses, please share them in the comments. We'll continue to bring you more videos on art, so if you enjoyed this one, please subscribe to the channel.